coming up on relatables. Another great feeling that's not spoken about enough, right?
Yeah.
Is when you go through like a nasty breakup and then you've moved on and then they fucking try and like call you or something.
Yeah.
And you don't answer and also just don't reply. And you forgot that they even had your number and you block it because you've grown.
There's no
and you're
better
mature.
feeling.
You're mature.
You see it, and it's normally at like, no, you actually wake up to it. It's like 1 or 2
it was like a 2 a.m. phone call.
She wanted to fuck, or he wanted to fuck, and then you wake up to it, and you're like, ha, ha. Then you just get on with your day.
Fuck, it feels good.
It's the best feeling in the world.
You walk around and all you can hear is just like Big X the Plug playing in your head.
Or
just what's that
the
song?
biggest,
Yeah,
the largest.
The relatable party.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Oddie Clark, aka
Mummy.
and my partner in crime, Mr. Jake Craig, aka
Tamlin.
No. You don't.
Look at my hair, bro.
You don't get to be Tamlin.
Look at my fucking
It's
hair.
not golden
You're
blonde.
giving Lucian as fuck, by the
Oh.
way. We'll talk about this later.
I reckon Lucian's going to turn out to be a beast.
I think he is a beast.
Why did you bring it up already?
I think he is a beast.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah. Maybe I'm recent.
There's no way,
Yeah.
bro. She says that he's like the most handsome person she's ever seen.
And the most powerful. That's Mummy, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
We're excited, guys, if you can't tell.
Hey, I've had today. I'm in the mood. I woke up, I had 2 coffees. I did have breakfast. I went to buy food, didn't eat it. Instead, ate these just 2 little health bars, and then had a Monster. I'm fucking caffeined up, bro.
That's the weirdest diet ever.
I don't know what came over me. I got here and I was like, I'm not even hungry. I'm just gonna have one of these little things.
I'm just going to have some caffeine.
and just smash the Monster.
We should get like some no-dos just to like have before we start. And we're like, yeah,
fucking
we're
oath.
ready to run through a wall.
Caffeine is. I love caffeine.
He's a man's best friend. I love pre-workout.
I fucking love
It's
caffeine.
got a place in my heart. That
I
thing.
was I was in Gundagai on the weekend, and there was a request for an alcohol-free beer for all the people at the party.
Don't act like everyone knows where Gundagai is.
Gundagai is like fucking. Don't even worry about it. Seriously, you guys don't care, and also I don't care.
Jake drops it like it's the Gold Coast. Yeah, I was in Gundagai by the weekend. By the way,
Australia's got the sussest name.
yeah, middle of nowhere.
So I was there, but I was at something, whatever. But there was a request for alcohol-free beer, and I was thinking to myself, you know how we've said it before, like, what's the point?
Yeah,
What's the point of alcohol-free beer when you drink beer for the alcohol, right?
Pepsi Max is invented.
It's fair. So, but I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm slightly, I don't know, hypocritical is a strong word. If, like, I drink caffeine for the coffee,
Yeah,
but I've come to very much enjoy the taste. And if I got told by a doctor, look, bro, the caffeine's fucking you up, you got to chill, I would drink decaf coffee for the taste.
really?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's like, it's on my lips.
How
I need
do
the
we
smell.
like? I feel like coffee is part of frontal lobe development.
No, I've been drinking it since I was young.
Maybe you've always been just that front
You know,
lobe.
you know what they say about people like me. He's got it. If I died right now, they go, he had an old soul.
Why? Because you drink coffee, play golf.
I was wise. I was wise.
That's it. Wise. I wouldn't use that word to describe you.
I gave good advice, bro. No, but seriously, then I really wish you had this. I wish you loved coffee so we could bond over it further. Because
We already bond over enough stuff.
no, we don't, Donnie. Don't say that. We don't. Because when you wake up in the morning and you're going about your business and you make your coffee and then you bring it to your lips and the smell hits your nose before it even hits your tongue and you're just happy.
I've always wanted to be one of those people who like doesn't have breakfast, has a like double shot coffee
With a ciggy?
with a ciggy, and like I sit on my deck and like stretch and get rejuvenated by the sun.
Yeah.
But imagine I was just sitting there going puffing away.
You could still stretch and get rejuvenated with a ciggy and a coffee, bro. I don't see why not.
I also can't get around ciggies because they taste disgusting and hurt my throat.
I've
had one. You, because you're a bad influence, did it. In Bali, it's the only time I've ever had a cigarette.
and they taste good.
You're like, do it. Do it. I want a bond.
Bro, I am not gonna lie. Like, I will admit this. This could be an ick. I'll never do it. I don't think I'll ever do it.
I want you to do it again, what you're about to say.
I desperately want to be a cigarette smoker.
When we went to Bali for 6 weeks and had Relatables on tour Indonesia, Jake, for some reason, as soon as we got there, cigarettes are like $6 for a pack.
No, I think it's like $3.
$3 for a pack. And every morning, Jake would walk. We were only staying near one cafe. He'd walk there, come back, and then just like sit in the sun and just sit there and like be like, I don't even know what you look like. Can
I be honest with you about
primitive
something?
you look like. And you were just having your cigarette and you were drinking your coffee and you did it every single morning.
Can I be honest with you about something, Roddy?
You miss it.
First of all, yes, I don't care about being honest, but now I miss it.
Yeah.
Second of all, I didn't piss in the night.
Really? No, it's because we're not stressed. We were on holiday, our cortisol levels were low, and we were just living our best life. Or are you putting that down to cigarettes?
Hey, I don't know. I'm dotting T's and crossing I's. Wait, I'm crossing T's and dotting I's.
Yeah.
If the shoe fits.
Almost making it Oddie there, mate. crossing T's, dotting I's, Oddie's almost there.
If the shoe fucking fits, I tell you what, it is. I don't know. Next time, when we go to Bali this year, though, Beth's going to be with me and...
Can you smoke in front of her?
Nah, I just can't do it.
Really?
I just won't be able to do it.
But those cigarettes, the ones you were smoking weren't like the ones that make your breath stink.
No, she's like you with that part.
Oh, fair.
Because like if Cassie smoked a cigarette, you wouldn't say like you're not allowed, but you would probably I dare say I want to speak for you. Don't kiss me.
Yeah, don't kiss me.
Beth won't. If I really wanted to smoke, she's not going to say you can't smoke. But she is against smoking.
Is that worth it?
Hey, let me just think about this. If there's 2 bedrooms at our villa,
There probably will.
Here we go. Wait, what's it called? Give and take, push and pull. What's
Yin
another
and
word
yang.
for it? Yeah, whatever. Sacrifices. I don't know. We're there for 3 weeks. Week 1, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
Week 2, I smoke.
Here we go.
Week 3, I don't smoke. I'm giving you the majority.
On this podcast, we're all about health and well-being. Ottawa Charter's health and well-being program is here.
You know, which you probably don't.
We'll get into Jake's phone updates, getting off our phones. Healthy. But we also like to be advocates for fun. And how about this? Did you think, so you like the look of smoking, right? Obviously.
I like the look. I like the feel. I like this.
Obviously, we're semi-joking, but also we're not. So I'm thinking, before you go to Bali, watch Peaky Blinders with Beth.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Mad Men with Beth.
Okay, yeah. Mad Men does it for me.
Watch any show where they just pull out a thing and the guy's an absolute boss. I don't think you can pull it off, but you might be planting a seed.
Oh, wait, she might get attracted to them.
At the start, she'd be like, ew, Jake, you're disgusting. No kisses for you. And then at the end, she'd be like, Jake, you're doing something to me.
Oh, shit. Okay, no, what's a show? You know what? It's something to do with... So Peaky Blinders, they're well dressed.
Yeah.
Always wearing a suit.
But you're going to have your shirt
Same
off.
as Mad Men. Always wearing a suit. What's something I could watch? Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, they do it.
They are. That's how I would dress.
Yeah.
And they're hot.
Yeah. What's his name? Craig.
Bro.
You kind of look like Craig.
If I had long brown hair, I'm probably not as tall. But I'll tell you what, though, I dare say Beth would be very attracted to Craig.
I reckon.
So she hasn't been listening to the episodes either. So if once I say, oh, maybe I got to tee it up to be like, because I don't think she's watched Animal Kingdom.
I doubt it.
It's a great show.
It's one of the best.
I didn't finish it either. I got to the season where, spoilers in 3, 2, 1, what's the brother's name who's gay? Darren?
Darren, yeah.
Darren's boyfriend just got caught trying to smuggle cocaine somewhere in a surfboard.
Is that where you stopped?
That's where I stopped.
Can I give another spoiler away? Or are you going to watch it?
Well, I mean, I want to.
The family kills him.
Fuck off! No! Because Darren's Devo.
Yeah.
Darren's my favorite character.
Darren is my favorite too.
He is my favorite character. And I don't like sex scenes heterosexually, or I just don't like any sex scenes in shows because it's no matter what, it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. Like Darren's sex scenes, fucking beautiful. That man is beautiful.
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
One thing I love to do with sex scene in movies, like whenever I'm watching something with my girlfriend, I'm like, cover your eyes.
See, that's a good icebreaker.
can't see that.
Oh, yeah, no, this is it.
Because otherwise you're like sitting there and then you kind of get turned on. You're like, well, I feel like, should I be? Like my girlfriend's there and you're like, what am I doing?
Fuck, bro.
I used to do it to my dog too. Cover your eyes, mate. You can't see this
Rest
stuff.
in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Barry. Oh, but man, last week we both had no phones.
Yeah. For the weekend.
For the weekend, yes. And you continued that this week.
Did you?
No.
Oh. You didn't try at all?
I didn't want to. Those phones were a piece of shit. And then your phone also was pissing me off.
Yeah, I know. So here's how it went. Again, so the weekend has gone Australia. It was an Anzac Day in Australia on the Friday.
Yeah.
And Anzac Day is a big thing here where you pay respects to the veterans in whatever wars have been going on, past and present. And so what I did I was there from Thursday afternoon till Saturday night. And
in
Gundagai,
yeah.
which there's nothing there, right? So I did Saturday morning until Sunday afternoon, but I was home Sunday afternoon. But I'm telling you, I was at my girlfriend's granddad's 80th birthday, where I don't know anyone.
Yeah,
and Beth was busy catering the event, and I was trying to be strict, so I had my fucking little purple Nokia.
I would have cracked that.
And I'm not gonna lie, like it was hard. This was and I left my phone again. I didn't leave it in Sydney, but I left it at our Airbnb. And so I just had this fucking thing in my pocket, and I got a phone call from our friend Ben Mitch. It was a highlight of my day. He didn't even mean to call me. He goes, shit, I was supposed to call Jake Vandenbroek. And I was like, fuck it, you're on the phone with me now. Let's talk. I was like, I'm bored, bro. So I chatted in for a bit, and then blah, blah, blah. I just was avoiding everyone at this party. And for a good reason. I wasn't being a jerk. And then I won't go into it, but basically the party was at a clubhouse of a golf club. And so down right underneath was like the golf pro shop and then a little like practice putting green. And so I just fucked off and went down there and started putting.
Yeah.
It was fucking...
Mate, you're a good man that you didn't crack.
And then that night, Beth and I drove home. So basically, when I got home, it was pretty chill. But what was hard about when I got home was Beth was originally going to miss one of her best friend's birthday parties. And my sister, who has befriended the friend, she was looking after Henry. And then Henry this night was going to stay with her fucking roommate, whatever. So we're leaving, and I was like, oh, you'll make this party if you want me to just drop you there, and then I'll go home and hang out with Henry.
Yeah.
And so we did that, took Beth to the party, and she didn't know how she felt. She knew they were going for dinner and then going out. She was like, I'll go for dinner and I might not go out. So I said, just let me know, I'll come get you. But then, so I go home.
She had to ring your shitty phone.
Well, yes. But so my phone was wigging out, something to do with iMessage. Was not that my iMessage on other devices was taking text messages basically.
Yeah.
And so I was there at home with Henry and I was on my own. And originally I read a bit and then I watched some YouTube. I was chilling. Beth ends up feeling good. So she went out. It's like, okay, sweet. And then I just said, if you're coming home with multiple people, because she kept saying I'll get an Uber. I was like, if you're with multiple people, I'm fine with you getting an Uber. But if you're coming home alone, call me because I don't want you to go alone.
Yeah. And
so it's getting late. And it gets to like 1 a.m. and I'm just like dozing off.
You haven't fallen asleep yet?
No. Here's what I got stuck reading. Oh. I'm telling you, it was insane. Okay. But basically, leading up until I start dozing off, I'm trying to text Beth. Like
on your shitty little phone.
I'm like, are you getting my texts? Because she's not replying. And so I'm mad at her for no reason because she's replying, but they're not going through.
Yeah.
And so then Joanna can text me for some reason. And so then she calls me and I was like, where's Beth? She's not replying to my messages. And then we hung up and she texted me, oh, she's trying to, but it won't go through. And so I've been a punish forever. I was a punish for you. Yeah. I was a punish for Joanna, and I was a punish for Beth. Beth said the only way she could text me was she had to go physically turn off her iMessage and then text me, and then go turn it back on just to text other people if she needed to.
Yeah.
But and then that day, the Sunday morning, I stayed strong actually for all of Saturday. Sunday, Beth, Joanna, and her friend Case, they were all hungover. And so they weren't doing anything. I did a little bit of work and then some cleaning. And then it got to about 4. And I was like, I'm turning my phone on. I have to. I was like, I need the reward. Yeah. I was like, fuck, I need the reward. But I stayed off it, to be fair. So I think I'm going to...
Props to you.
I'm going to go...
I tell you...
I wanted to do Saturday to Monday morning. That's what I
tell you what we should maybe do. So this Apple thing, this Apple conspiracy... They're getting, like, there's problems there, mate. I was a recipient of the problem. And it was fucking.
Yeah, Ollie was trying to text me
I was trying to
too.
fucking post a video and he didn't reply till like 36 hours later. And then I sent him the answer to his reply and then he didn't get it. And then messaged me on WhatsApp saying, message
I
me
went on
here.
my computer.
After I already messaged him the answer, I'm like, I'm not fucking copying and pasting my response and then sending it to him. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing anything.
I could tell you were so pissed as well. You were so annoyed.
I was just like, fuck it, I'll deal with it on Monday when he gets his phone back. And then, so Apple phones, we can't get away from it.
No, I'm struggling.
But there is an app called Opal. Our friend Harry from Blues and Greens is that the step where it locks all your social media and we lock it from Friday night to Monday morning?
Okay.
But is there a problem going to arise on Instagram like we get cancelled and then we're like, we can't go on our phone? Or is there like a safety thing where you
just
go
like do an Anna Paul? It looks like we're ignoring the whole thing. Yeah. Oh.
There's probably a safety where you have to like go through it and like put a passcode in or something to get it back. And it's really annoying.
Yeah, people were suggesting this when I told people about the phone thing. They go, "Why are you doing that? Just do this locking app thing."
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm gonna go unlock it."
But I feel like that discipline we talked about, which is really important.
Yeah.
Like that actual action of going to unlock it, you'll be like, I feel like a bitch. I feel like a dog. to
True,
myself.
that your mindset of thinking I'm gonna go unlock it, and then going to unlock it makes you would have like some post-nut clarity nearly before you even unlock it.
And these phones are good and all, but also that might be good because it might get rid of your muscle memory.
Yeah, shit.
Because you go on Instagram and then won't open. You're like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, fair.
And then you'll just get off your phone.
Okay,
Maybe
damn.
that's an option, and then I can text you.
Yeah, no, maybe because we'll let text come through.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was thinking, I need to get a different SIM card.
But it's crazy how you putting a phone down affected so many other people's lives.
I know it affected other people more than it affected me. I was unbeknownst. My favorite word. I was
Bliss.
ignorance. Yeah, I was ignorance to the situation.
Yeah,
I was getting mad at Beth. I was replying.
I was getting mad at you, mate.
Yeah, then you were getting mad at me.
Like,
'cause-
fucker.
Oh, honestly, it was. I'm trying to think. Was it worth it? Right now is a great time for a cigarette. Was it worth it? Probably not. We can try Opal. Do you have to pay for it?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, you probably do.
You got to pay for everything in this world, mate.
You probably do have to pay for
Maybe
it.
there's a free one. We'll put it on the business, mate.
What'd you do? Did you do anything exciting on the weekend?
I did nothing. It was great.
All right, I got what? Okay. If that's the case, if you're done. if you're done, I got something to say.
You're like a girlfriend who like feels obliged to ask. I'm
gonna fill in the silence.
As soon as the dude says like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, all right, well, I've asked. I can take back over, man. Go ahead. I've been practicing boyfriend duties for over a year now.
So, have you watched all the Hunger Games, bro?
Yeah, they're good.
Holy fuck, I hadn't watched them.
Really?
I've seen the first one.
The last one gets. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen the first one,
First one's good.
and I had seen about half of the second one.
Yeah.
So on Monday night, Beth and I, on Sunday night, Beth and I said to Beth, I haven't watched all of them. And she said, what? So I was like, shit. And you know how you just get mad excited? You know that one, every year how you go, it's time for the Lord of the Rings, it's time for the Hobbit. It was like that, but I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And so we watched the first one, and then it was like 10, right? On a Sunday, it was at 10 p.m. And Beth's like, oh, we could watch the second one.
You're like, yeah.
And so I just went and put it on before we could even decide. So we watched the second one in the same night. Banger.
Yeah. Second one's good.
And then last night we watched the third one. Well, it's the part one of the third one. And then finished it. And then so when I go home tomorrow night.
Is there 5?
There's 4. And then the 5th one is a prequel. And it's about President Snow. And apparently it's good.
I don't know if I've seen that one then.
So I'm keen for that because President Snow's a fucking douche.
Katniss Everdeen. I'll tell you what. Freyra has some reminiscence of Katniss Everdeen.
The first scene where she's in the woods with her arrow, I was like, Beth, this is Akator.
Yeah.
Or Akatar, sorry.
To be fair, Hunger Games probably came out before it.
Yeah, no, it probably did.
Yeah.
The movies came out before
I'll tell you who would be
A Court of Thorns and Roses book.
A Court of Thorns and Roses. If
2015.
it ever does casting, Katniss Everdeen is a great shout.
Yeah, fact. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she's already done it.
She probably kind of, it's giving like.
Yeah, it's given.
Yeah. But basically, I'm invested in the Hunger Games right now.
Shit.
It's fucking so good.
It is good. It is good. I've just finished my Star Wars grind.
Oh, did you finish it all?
I've watched all the Star Wars, all the sequels, like everything. And some of them I watched Boba Fett. Is that it? Boba Fett, Mandalorian. There's a couple new ones like Skeleton Crew for kids. Couldn't watch that one.
Nah, that's got.
I wanted to ask you, which was the cartoon? That's my next thing. Which is the good cartoon?
Oh, it's the Clone Wars.
Is it Clone Wars?
Yeah.
There's 2 Clone Wars though.
I think you just have to watch all of them.
Okay.
There's Clone Wars, and then there's one called Bad Batch or something like that, which is just like another little off Easter egg show of. But apparently, Clone Wars, the cartoon, you just learn a bunch about Anakin and Osaka.
Yeah, which is
and
good.
it plays into the shows that were made. Like, I don't know how they did it so well.
Talking about movies and TV series, though, we will be getting to Last of Us just came out on HBO Max. So we've bought it.
I better log in.
Business expense. The things we do for you guys.
Yeah, the things we fucking do for you guys.
That's costing us $8.99 a month. And we're going to watch the first season first. We'll give a recap. And then the new season's coming out every week. So by the time we're there, plus your Hunger Games marathon, you should be there too.
Mate, well, the Hunger Games, I'm done.
Well, the whole season will be out so we can binge it and then give our 2 piece.
Fuck, I'm so keen.
Yeah,
I remember when we watched the first Last of Us.
We live together still.
We still live together and had jobs.
That was the only had jobs like
Not saying. I'm just saying like it was that long ago.
Yeah. That was one of the only shows where we like sat down together.
Oh yeah, we watched the whole thing together.
Yeah.
I was devastated when it ended.
Yeah. I mean, our other friend, he came up and watched it, and he'd played the game, and he was like, "Oh, this is this." And we're like,
JJ.
Yeah. He's like, "We played the game," and we're like, "Shut up."
Mate, it was so. I remember it being so good. Do you ever? I was talking about this with someone, but I'm terrible when I start watching something. So if let's say there's a show called The Boys, and
I've never been able to get into that.
So I watched. I
it's like your favorite.
Love that show, right? Yeah. And I remember the first time I watched it. But I do this like all the time. I was like, oh, this is the best show I've ever created. Like every other show could vanish and I don't care. Like make it my personality.
Yeah.
And then when I watched Piggy Blinders, same thing. And then when I started watching Mad Men, same thing. Fuck Mad Men. Like Mad Men's not even like, honestly, Mad Men isn't even as good as those other shows, but because it's new, I can't, I'm such a whore for shows.
You're like a kid in a candy shop.
It's crazy.
Whenever something new's there, oh, I want to get that.
And when we were deep in Game of Thrones,
yeah.
I remember thinking, this is the finest piece of TV ever made.
That is up there.
And then Last of Us as well. Like, I actually don't know which one is the best.
Okay. I reckon best ever for me is Mandalorian.
Really?
Bold, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Breaking Bad's a close second.
Wow. Yeah. I, honest to God, you're gonna
Pablo Pascal. No, Pablo? Pedro. Padlo. No, it is Pablo.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal.
You're gonna, I love him as well. Okay. You're gonna hate what I'm about to say, but my top show is a cartoon, and it's not Rick and Morty.
What's that? What is it?
Invincible.
It's on Crunchyroll.
It's not Attack on Titan either.
Oh, it's not Attack on Titan.
Invincible, bro.
Shit.
I'm telling you.
You really are a child.
Honestly, no.
What happened to that frontal lobe?
Can you please?
You've gone back to cartoons.
Do me a favor.
I just can't get into cartoons.
Invincible. No, you have to watch it.
What's the actual way to make it sound cool? Anime. That's what it is, isn't it?
This one's not anime.
What is anime?
Anime is Japanese cartoons.
Oh, so this is just a cartoon.
This is just a proper American cartoon.
Okay.
It's based off a comic book series, and it's insane.
See, I wish I could love it, but something about the cartoon just makes me not like it.
Fuck, you
I'll give it a go. Well, should I start with Clone Wars?
If you like that.
Because I love Star Wars.
Yeah, okay, start with that, then get into the cartoons. And then Invincible.
Yeah, okay.
You don't have to like Rick and Morty. I actually can understand some people not liking it.
I don't like Rick and Morty. I don't like the humor.
Yeah, like if you don't, that's fair. But Invincible
I'll tell you what, Rick and Morty's on HBO Max.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
It used to be on Netflix.
So it's all on HBO Max.
Shit.
HBO Max is good, guys. We don't have a brand deal. I wish we did, but it's
HBO
good.
Max, hit us up.
Yeah. Up next, guys, is dilemmas earlier in the episode. But Jake, before we get to, I have a juicy one. What can people do to get some more episode of Relatables?
I hear there's this thing called Patreon that we've got.
How much is it?
It's $5 a month.
How much is that a week?
I'm pretty sure that's about $1.25 a week.
How much is that a day?
17 cents a day, all in AUD.
And they get an extra episode every single week.
There's literally a year and a half, I think, or more.
Shit.
I think there's nearly 2 years of episodes on there to fucking bank up and go wild.
Yeah, far out.
So
if you want some more, you know what to do. But
support the cause.
Yeah, that's it. Keep the lights on.
That's it.
We got to be able to afford HBO Max.
That's it.
But you guys know what to do by now. Dilemmas. If you want to submit, it's just linked at the top of this episode or link in bio. Scroll to the bottom. There's a picture of Jake and it says dilemmas. Whew, all right. I got to get in. I feel like this is one where you can get like into like what's going on.
Okay.
After reading, like, when we're mentioning, I could talk too much. All right.
I think it's becoming our life. It's become our life.
All right. Hi guys. So I've been seeing this boy for about a month now. He's the first guy I've seen since my ex where I'm like, damn, okay, sir. We see each other regularly, in brackets 3 times a week and a few cheeky sleepovers. Have great sexual chemistry, great banter, and a few deep chats here and there. But all in all, it's fun, easy, and the first time I'm not questioning things. ... until. It should be until.
So that's how Akatar ends fucking chapters, man.
We spent the whole day together on Monday as I've been busy and hadn't seen him. And then he was going away the next day. We planned a little day trip together. He surprised me at my house with coffee, my favorite breakfast from my favorite cafe. So he's doing all the things.
Yeah.
We slept together and then set out on our adventure. As we were driving, I made a joke that he only wants to sleep with me. In brackets, have never felt this way. We spend time together and don't even sleep together. He said he wouldn't be in the car if that's the case and that I should know that. And I joked and he said he wants more when he gets home.
Oh, shit.
More sex.
More sex.
And she goes, I know, naughty. We laugh because not true, but also true.
Well, yeah, they both do.
Yeah.
You both want it.
Anyways, I knew he was going away, so I had a thought. Oh, do I go on another date? I went on Hinge and went to tee something up and realized him and I are still matched and his profile remains the same. After I messaged a new guy, he wanted to take me out. I felt a little bit weird about it, so I went to bed. The next morning, I looked to see if the new guy replied, and I was a bit icky about it all because I really like the OG man. I went and checked the OG man's profile on Hinge. The cheeky bastard updated his photo and prompt. He's been messaging me while he's away, and I've been a bit like, enjoy your holiday, stop being on your phone. He's replied jokingly saying, I'm with my boyfriend, and we both know that's not happening. What the fuck is this man thinking? Why is he updating his profile when we are so good and then messaging me all weekend doing nice things right before? It's putting me off.
Wait a second. Wait a fucking second. I'm with you here, okay, buddy? I am with you. But did you not go and match with someone else and go and nearly go on a date? What? Wait, you're doing the same thing and he just doesn't know.
When I read this, I was like, these two were perfect for each other.
Facts.
They're the perfect type of like perfect, wholesome relationship, but also a little bit of toxic.
Yo. Fucking viral.
She's like, what the fuck is this man doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
So, yeah. No, I say viral because that's my new thing.
Yeah, what's viral?
Viral means like, it could be in anything.
That's like brain rot, man.
Yeah.
Viral.
My new thing's viral.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
But you'll see. I'm going to use it more. Basically, look, all I can think about right now is that the relationship you guys are going to have is going to be so parts of it are going to be so good, right?
Yeah.
And then parts of it are going to be so draining. And you guys are going to have such big fights. And then the sex after those big fights is going to be fucking insanely good. Yeah. So I don't even know what to say to you because I don't want to deprive you of that pleasure. The toxic part of it, bad. But the sex you guys, there's something about sex after a fight is more passionate.
Yeah, it is. It's like, why were we fighting?
Apologies. Make-up sex.
Let me make love out of it.
It's make-up sex.
Okay, so is it worth me giving responsible advice?
I think. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I think I have responsible advice, but what?
Okay. Well, no, here we go. Girlie who sent the dilemma in. Pause right now.
Yeah.
If you just want to have like sex, really good sex, and fight and make up for the next 6 months, and maybe break up at the end, or maybe work out. We don't know. We don't have the answers, but good learning curve right now.
Yeah.
Communication is key. Communication is key. You both clearly really like each other from his actions and your thinking process. Why in the world would you go and ruin that by you going on Hinge and him going on that? It's because you haven't had this conversation around your feelings. If before he left and you left said, let's talk about where we're at so we're both on the same page, this would have never happened. And you both would have been like, I can't wait to come back, and then had amazing sex. So clear the air with this guy. It's really easy because I think he feels the same way about you.
I think that you should do it in a 100% honest way as well. I think what you should say is, I gotta come clean. I went on Hinge and I matched with someone and they asked me on a date. I didn't feel right about going on it. And then when I was on there, I saw that we were still matched and I saw that you had changed stuff on your profile. So it kind of made me feel like shit, but I also like did a shitty thing, but it made me realize that I really fucking like you and I don't want to see anyone else.
Yeah.
I think you need to just be 100% honest.
It's a really good learning curve too, because when you're single and maybe in the talking stage with people, it's very flattering and it really ups your confidence when other people are coming in and wanting a piece of the action.
Yeah.
But if you can step away from that, what is really, really nice is the connection that you could potentially build with this man or for anyone, this girl.
Yeah.
That's worth so much more than this little bit of attention from a Hinge man or anyone on the street. So put that boundary up and be like, man, I like you. And he'll reciprocate and then you'll have some good fucking sex.
My question to the world, right? And I dare say, I've never been in this situation, but I have known people to be in the situation and I think in the past I would have done this. Now, maybe not so much. My question is if you, let's say we have a single friend, right? And in 2 months they're going on a trip with their boys to Europe or something, Euro summer, whatever. Woo-hoo. Like they're going away for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And 4 weeks prior, he meets a girl who he really fucking likes and she really likes him. But so it's like there's this thing where they will never let it go
Flourish.
Well, what I'm trying to say is what's wrong with getting a girlfriend and then going away and just having fun without having to sleep with everything that breathes? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it comes down to trust.
90% of the time, dudes don't even get women.
Well, I bet you a lot of people do that, but we don't hear about it because it works out. You only hear about the time.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, we've never, that's a good point.
Yeah. We always hear about the time where bloody Timmy's gone
Yeah, wait, that's a good point.
fell in love and then he's went off and fucked for 6 weeks.
Yeah, no, great point. And one thing I will say is that I can understand that it would be probably kind of difficult being the person that isn't going away. You've just met someone, you've been together for a month, you have every reason to trust them, but you don't actually know them 100%. And they're going away for 6 weeks to Europe or somewhere partying, whatever. So you would feel icky about it.
I also think that in that certain scenario, what makes that relationship feel maybe more intense or intensifies the situation is that you know you can't be together because he or she's going away. So you're like, oh, this is this naughty because like we know can't work out, but then we want it to work, but then there's this no man's land.
Wow, good point.
Yeah.
That month leading up before they leave.
Because you know it's like this can't work, but then why is it working?
Yeah.
It's like
This can't work, but I yearn for you.
Yeah. But I think she knows what to do.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. I'm going to title this one.
Ooh.
Remember, guys, if you want to add a dilemma in, Oddie already told you how to do it just before, but title them. I kind of want them to be titled.
I tell you what, all the dilemmas say. Jake said it once. I reckon it has to be a year ago. He said he hates or we hate long dilemmas. You can make them as long as you want now.
I'm trying to think. How many times did I say that?
I think maybe twice.
Because 90% of them start with, sorry, this is long, and it's not even long.
Yeah. If you can fit it on like half an A4 piece of paper, that's like the perfect amount of like size.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They all start with, I'm sorry that it's long. And we're like, don't be sorry.
They're all scared.
Yeah. They're scared of you.
I'm sorry it's long, but I need your help.
Yeah. We want to help.
Because here's what happens half the time I see, sorry it's long, and I don't even click on it. All right? This is going to be titled, oh, man, this girl's a bitch. All right?
Wait, that's the title?
I just made that up.
Fucking hell. Shit.
It's not that bad. I just had to say something.
Okay.
Recently, I broke off a friendship with someone I was roommates with for a year. Out of the year and a half I knew her. We were really close, but after a while, I started not to like her that much because I felt she was a really narcissistic and self-righteous person, and I'd often catch her lying to me. I started to feel like the relationship wasn't as genuine or authentic as it used to be. I pulled away from her, and recently we moved out from the rental and I took more time to respond to messages, etc. She asked if we were okay, and I couldn't respond because I didn't know how to say no and tell her I wasn't interested in being friends anymore. I finally responded and told her I appreciated our friendship when we were roommates, but I felt like we had changed and that I was growing out of our friendship, so I wanted to step away. She responded by asking what did she do wrong, and she felt confused because we were really close. I haven't responded yet because I feel like it won't be helpful for her if I tell her that I just don't want to be friends with her anymore because I don't resonate with her values and I didn't appreciate her befriending me only for her benefit. There are things that she has wronged me for, like leaving garbage and food in the apartment, which I had to deal with and get rid of, but that isn't the only reason. And it doesn't seem like a valid enough reason to end a friendship. I'm really struggling to figure out what to say because I feel really horrible for causing so much hurt on her end. LMAO. Sorry, it's such a long message. Thank you so much. Love the pod from Canada.
Wait, what did the friend do?
I think she just said she didn't actually do anything. I just made that up.
Oh.
The bitch thing I made up. But she just is like, doesn't like this person anymore. She's grown apart.
She doesn't like this person and she doesn't know how to say it. Okay. And
she feels, I think she left, I think she was scared about making it super long because she's left out, obviously, a lot of things this girl has done to her.
Yeah.
And so I think, so it sounds like she's a bit narcissistic. I have a feeling it sounds to me like the dilemma sender feels as though the friend used her to, as like, only became friends with her to benefit herself with maybe the apartment or something. So I dare say there's good reasons to not want to be friends with her. Even if you don't have good reasons, you don't have to be friends with her.
Yeah, like, does she owe the friend any closure though?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon?
In a friendship, like, do they need closure?
I don't know. I think, I don't, to be fair.
We've had a good fucking sentence on the pod where like closure isn't a necessity, it's a...
yeah, see, here's the thing.
What was that?
That quote, it was a quote from a therapist.
Yeah.
That closure is a luxury.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, see, us saying that is helping the narcissist.
No.
We should be saying it to the narcissist.
Yeah,
that's
what I meant.
So the dilemma sender, she could hear it too. For the to be fair, the narcissist doesn't need closure. It's a luxury. You don't have to give them the closure if you don't want to.
But I think the friend wins. Like the good friend who sent this dilemma in wins. Well, because she doesn't need to give this
She doesn't have to.
chick closure.
Do you reckon it's bad to say to someone like, if someone had the guts to say, "Oh, are we good? Like we used to be so close," and you're not good, right? And the reason you're not good is because you don't align with them anymore. Do you reckon it would be crazy to say, "I'm sorry, I just don't align or resonate with your beliefs or anything, and I don't want to be friends with you"?
I think that's a great thing to do, but that confrontation is scary.
Crazy, yeah.
I
Do it
couldn't
over
that.
text for sure, bro.
I couldn't do that. I would just let the friendship dissipate and I'd stop like fucking texting.
That's what she tried, and then there's narcissist got the guts to fucking ask.
Yeah, well, just say what Jake just said. Just say, hey, going to be honest, I think we're going in different directions in life. We don't align with our common values, and I wish you all the best.
She said that.
Yeah.
And then the person said, "What did I do wrong?"
Oh, who
Oh, you
cares?
can ignore that now.
Yeah, ignore her.
She doesn't need more reason.
No, you don't know her anything.
Yeah.
I think that's like the biggest misconception in like friendships and relationships. When you break up, you're always looking for that one more answer, that one more thing to give you said closure. And it's always going to be one more thing. And it's to like one person can't get over it. So you don't owe her anything.
No.
If you think you've done your due diligence, you don't need to do any more. And easier said than done. But if you just go about your life, it's going to slowly drift away.
Fuck yeah.
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 That was a bit of a tough one.
Yeah, it actually was, but good luck.
Good luck. All right, up next is IG question of the week, Jake.
Yeah, buddy.
We have been loving this. And this week's is, if you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? And surprisingly, it was about 60% toxic, 40% wholesome.
I think I got all toxic.
But talking about like closure in that last one, like a lot of these ones are just like a fucking little one-liner that you want to say, but you can't really say it.
Yeah.
And it'll give you that closure you need.
Fuck yeah.
All right, I'm going to start. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Forehead kisses are not platonic.
Facts. Yeah. Fucking oath.
Don't do them.
I'm trying to think here.
I'll tell you what it is. Erotic, from my song Platonic and Erotic.
There you go.
Yeah.
Forehead kisses are erotic.
They are.
Even, let me think about this. Forehead kisses and, do you remember when I gave you shit the other day about receiving forehead kisses? As in like, do you bend down and receive them from Cassie?
Yeah.
And I was like giving you shit. I was like, no, you don't. I was like, you don't bend down and receive them. I was in.
You did it.
Beth and I were laying in bed.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, Beth and I were laying in bed the other day, and I was like down. I was like resting on her boob. She gave me a little kiss on the forehead, and I was like, yeah,
Makes you feel cute.
It felt good.
Makes you feel cute.
Yeah, bro.
It's like, that's right, I am him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
God, what a day that was.
They're definitely not platonic.
If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? I hope she fakes it better than I did.
Ooh. So he sort of clocked on to that you were faking.
So she was, I think what she's trying to say here is the sex was so shit
Yeah.
that she couldn't even fake it.
I was thinking this, but it might come across as weird. Don't do it, but I'm still going to say what I was thinking anyway. It'd be really good for girls to send in them faking an orgasm on like a voice message.
How funny would that be?
Obviously, it'd be
You
really
reckon?
weird.
That would, so yes, it would be very weird.
But like, how good do you get at it?
You know, okay, actually, fuck it. Okay, obviously you don't have to be having sex.
Yeah.
I don't want to record you having sex. And so Beth has told me she is great at it, right? And I have a feeling that I have experienced some good acting from Beth.
Really?
Because there is, I'm telling you right now, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I don't have a 10 out of 10 hit rate. I know that I don't have a 10 out of 10
I'm just thinking of it from like a male's perspective. When we orgasm or come, it's like the same every time. And I can't fake that. I don't know what I do. I can't, like, it seems implausible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Like, give it a go.
But I don't really make a noise.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Anyone on YouTube, you're welcome.
Yeah.
This would be me, I reckon. I reckon this would be me. That's it.
See, I don't make a noise either. And Cassie's told me she likes it when I make a noise. But then, like, I feel like I'm overemphasizing the noise.
I have been getting good at getting vocal while doing it.
No, I mean the cum.
But I refuse to make a noise while coming.
It feels like I'm being over enthusiastic. Like,
Yeah. Maybe we haven't experienced one that's good enough, mate.
No, I'm fucking
I've got to say, I've had some good ones.
gunshot.
Here's what okay. Do you reckon I will? Gosh, he's gonna say no.
What?
But
I was gonna fake it.
I was gonna say, do you reckon I should record Beth faking?
I think
one?
it's too like intimate. That's why I said it would be weird for people to send them. If you wanted to, by all means, it's going to be completely anonymous. We're not going to say your name.
Fuck, it would be funny.
It would be funny.
That'd be so funny. I would just feel so. It just wouldn't feel right having
Yeah, exactly.
someone that listens to the show sending in a fake. But to be honest, also it would be fucking hilarious. I need to be. Maybe it can't be us.
Yeah.
We need to give this idea
If
to
it's
another
completely
podcast.
anonymous. No,
Yeah.
I think if like the sender is completely anonymous somehow.
Okay. No, they would be, I guess.
Yeah. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's intricate. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? You're like my appendix. I don't know why I had you, but I'm glad you're gone.
That's kind of. Wait, that's fucking sick.
I was
That's kind of sick.
I was thinking about it. Like, I'm so happy. Like, our audience is all female because their IG questions are so intricate, and smart.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if we just had like 100% dudes. It'd just be like, oh, I wish I could fuck you.
It would
again.
be, yeah. If it was all dudes, it'd be like, just one last time, question mark. That's what they'd all say. If the IG question to the dudes was, if you could say one last thing to her, what would it be? They'd all say, just one last time.
Yeah.
And they think it's the funniest thing ever as well. Fuck, they'd think it's so good. Okay. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? I'm happy you have the family you always dreamed about, but I wish I was her.
Wait.
She's going through it.
Oh shit.
She's going through it.
She is going through it. Poor girl.
I know.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Yes, you are balding.
See, I resonate with this.
Yeah.
And I say to Beth all the time, I talk about how I don't like my hairline, how it's receding. And she constantly is a good girlfriend and reassures me that
I'll pay for turkey,
and
babe. I'll pay for it.
She reassures me and she said it's fine. It's not receding. You look fine. You honestly, no one would even think about it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that has confirmed she's lying. Yeah, I think that's confirmed that she's lying.
Yes, you are balding.
So, yeah, if we break up and I was to, I think she'd hit me pretty hard.
You'll be like, I still love you. No, you'll be like, one more time. She'll be like, no, you're balding.
Fuck me. Okay. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? You have a really abnormal amount of foreskin and it looks like elephant skin.
That's just mean. I told you. Remember how we never found out? I swear doctors are meant to clean it up. Remember how you disagreed with that? We had maybe it was on Patreon.
What are you talking about?
No, they do. Doctors are meant to like clip your foreskin.
The only time a doctor should be touching a foreskin is to get rid of the whole fucking thing.
No, I think they're meant to clip it and tidy it up if they still want it.
Like a haircut?
Yeah.
You're insane.
Yeah,
No.
It's like an umbilical cord, how they cut that, and like some do a really good job, or where some still have like that little bit sticking out. It's like a foreskin. I swear the doctors are meant to clean that shit up. And if you get a bad one, this guy got unlucky.
So do you reckon doctors are just out here birthing little boys going, this one's a funny looking one, but I'm going to let him have it? Like, there's no way.
No, maybe. Or some doctors don't clip it. Even that's bad genetics, but if you would hope it's the doctor, not bad genetics.
Can you still get babies circumcised?
Yeah, that's what they do, isn't it?
Or wait, is it now a thing that all babies need to be circumcised?
No, I think it's the parent's choice. Yeah. Still the same as it always been.
Why did circumcision become a thing?
I don't know, because it's cleaner. It's more better for like cleanliness.
Oh yeah, you don't have to like clean it and pull it back.
But it's so it's better for cleanliness to be chopped, but it's better to protect from STDs to have a foreskin.
Oh really?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, not really, because
No, there's a reason behind
what do
that.
you mean?
No, I think there is a reason behind
The
that.
fucking reason that the foreskin's there, and
I don't
then
know.
when you get a boner, it pulls
I
back,
feel
doesn't
like
it? I
that-
don't have a foreskin, so I have no experience. But
No,
the
I
foreskin doesn't stay.
I feel like there's a purpose because it's honest. Like there's a reason behind it. I
Yeah,
think
but we
that's-
don't. We have an appendix for no reason. We don't need our appendix,
I swear we learn in sex ed that like foreskins like something. I could be completely wrong.
and we also don't need our fucking wisdom teeth.
Yeah, but they do something.
I'm telling you right now, 25 good years without a foreskin, mate.
Yeah.
You don't need a foreskin.
Yeah, I know you don't need one, mate. If you could wank with a foreskin, your life would be changed.
Aye, that's why we have a foreskin. They knew we'd be doing that crazy shit to ourselves. Disgusting.
You
Wow.
still do it. Don't act like you don't do it. Disgusting. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Relatable? I miss the dog.
Facts, bro. Are you? Wait.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if for some random reason I started to despise Beth,
Yeah.
Henry would keep me there for a long time before I break up with her.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time. And also, now I could never bring myself to do it. The joint custody of a dog thing, I could never ever bring myself to do it, right? Because also he actually is 100% hers, but while together, I'm his dad while we're together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the rest of his life. we'll
Stepped
together
up to be stepdaddy.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
I would miss that motherfucking dog so much.
Especially because you live with him.
Yeah.
Besties.
It would be. Because also just like when he chooses, no one talks about this, all right? I don't think this is talked about enough. When your dog chooses you over your partner to lay with,
Yeah.
the feeling of feeling full and happy is unattainable in any other way.
Yeah.
And then when they choose your partner over you, you just think, you little fucking whore.
Your partner or your dog?
The dog.
Oh, okay.
And your partner. Fuck him. But no one, you don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
You know, because like when you're growing up and you have a dog, the dog always loves your mum the most.
Yeah.
So when you and Cassie move out and you end up getting a dog, right?
Well, we've said that, so we're going to get 2 dogs.
Straight
And-
away?
No, yeah, I think so.
Good idea,
Because
good
we only
idea.
have to go through that one puppy stage and it's going to
Good
be
idea.
double the amount of shit.
Yeah.
And then they're used to each other. But
Yeah.
I'm going to take one
Okay.
and he's obviously going to love me more. And she's
Yeah.
going to, because we want completely different things.
Yeah, she wants an active.
Yeah.
You want a little dash hound.
Yeah, I want a cute little motherfucker.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm still.
Don't get the same, man. You got to spread your surroundings.
I'm coming home with a fucking Shih Tzu cross. I'm telling
Mate,
you.
they're sick.
But the only thing, I think because they're going to be different breeds from different litters, it won't matter. But there's a really common thing when you get, if you get 2 puppies and you raise them from young, those 2 puppies they're bonded.
Yeah.
And so if you're out, they will gang up on other dogs It's like super common for them to just like fuck other dogs up because they're
Fuck them. That sounds like a win to me.
yeah, true.
Yeah. My dogs are going to own the street.
No, fair. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? I'm glad we broke up. I learnt that dicks aren't actually supposed to taste like that.
Oh.
Ew. Disgusting.
Oh, I had one like that.
Disgusting.
Mine was worse. Wait, where was it? Oh, here it is. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Your cum was stinky.
Ew! Oh my god!
I never thought of that, eh? Ew.
I didn't even know it had a smell.
Neither did I. Ew.
Okay, moving on. That is disgusting. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? If there was an unfuck button, I'd throat punch it.
Throat punch it. That's intense.
Oh, that's funny.
The regret is wheel.
That's funny.
Wheel. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? No, it's not the biggest I've ever seen.
No, stop. Fuck off. Stop it.
Our whole world's a lie.
Literally stop.
Yeah.
Oh, because I knew the whole time it wasn't the biggest you've ever seen, but I started to believe it.
Yeah.
All right. God. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Take me back, please. Then it says LMAO.
I've got one. I'm going to marry you still.
I wasn't lying when I said we get married. Yeah, whether you like it or not.
Okay, This one is my favorite. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? If you can't grow emotionally, I hope you can grow physically.
Oh my God. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... I would pay money to see his reaction.
Yeah, that's like a gunshot and then a sword thrown at him.
And for some reason, the sword got there first. Yeah. Like, why? Wow. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Eat my left flat.
What a left?
Is it worse than your right?
Yeah.
Is it saggy or something? Like, what?
Okay. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? The sex wasn't even worth throwing my pH balance off.
What's with this pH balance thing?
Yeah.
Bro. There was a moment where I thought I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, I know nothing.
We knew nothing before starting the pod. We have a relatively...
I have a relatively better idea now.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. Beth one time, you can get pH balance soap to clean yourself. And she used it too much.
Oh.
You can be too clean.
Fuck,
Did you know that?
You can't win.
You need germs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like she started like getting all like fucked up. You need germs. I was like, whoa.
Imagine walking away from a session, you're like, oh, fuck, the balance is gone. That was not worth it.
It's a good way. I think one of the girls have a really good intuition for when their boyfriend's cheating.
Oh, yeah,
For
because
that
it's
reason.
new germs.
You can feel the pH balance. Is off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember the first time I ever had sex with my girlfriend, she said something because of new willy.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
same. So did Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, trying to say I'm dirty?
Yeah. You're like, I don't have a foreskin.
I mean, hey, look, I know it may have been big. But, Okay. I think it's my last one.
I got one more too.
Okay. This is what's it called? Stab at a twist or whatever the fuck you say. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Fuck you and your skinny cock.
Long and skinny for the win. Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I actually know for a fact that short and chubby is better.
How do you know that?
Because girls feel pleasure on the radius. Long and skinny, it doesn't feel as good as short and fat.
All right, expert.
Telling you.
All right, mate.
You know how everyone's like, you got a chode as like an insult?
Yeah.
Hey, chode boy, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we did that when we were kids.
Yeah.
People with chodes, blessed.
But also, like, how short are we talking? There's still got to be a bit of length.
I don't know.
All right, my last one. If you could say one last thing to him, what would it be? Enjoy watching my IG story. Bye.
Facts.
I reckon there's that many dudes in
Facts.
the girls, they've just broken up. Imagine all the new dudes, and then you just see the old one. You're like,
You know what would be? I kind of live for petty things. Is it petty to kind of get like some sort of giddiness when you are told that the person you were with moved on but downgraded?
Oh, where did I say something about this? Yeah, it's the best feeling.
That's another thing that's not spoken about
That's
enough.
the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that is not spoken about anywhere near enough.
Yeah.
Another great feeling that's not spoken about enough, right? Is when you go through like a nasty breakup and then you've moved on and then they fucking try and like call you or something.
Yeah.
And you don't answer and also just don't reply. And you forgot that they even had your number and you block it because you've grown.
There's no
and you're
better
mature.
feeling.
You're mature.
You see it, and it's normally at like, no, you actually wake up to it. It's like 1
Yeah,
or
it was
2
like a 2
a.m.
a.m. phone call.
She wanted to fuck, or he wanted to
Oh.
fuck, and then you wake up to it, and you're like, ha, ha. Then you just get on with your day.
Fuck, it feels good.
It's the best feeling in the world.
You walk around and all you can hear is just like Big X the Plug playing in your head. Or just what's
I'm
that
the
song?
biggest,
Yeah,
the largest. Oh man.
Welcome to Relatable's Baddies Book Club, where we will embark on a journey reading some of the finest pieces of literature you have ever laid eyes, or ears, if that's your preferred way to consume a book, on.
Oh no.
A Court of Thorns and Roses. Everybody, welcome back to the Relatables Baddies Book Club.
Jake, we are up to chapter 30.
Yes.
We've been reading, haven't we?
Bro, we have been reading.
And I don't know where to start. I think the first thing to say is this book has turned up.
This book has... I didn't even know... my life has 180 flipped, and I'm a fantasy guy.
I wrote juicy. That's it.
That's all. It explains it so well.
Juice. It's like orange juice. And I'm just going back for more.
Legit.
It's so
freshly
good.
squeezed, full of pulp.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So much. Where do you want to start?
Okay, I think we just start from where we left off. So we left off where we were at from chapter 3 to 13, and now we've gone from 13 to 30.
Yeah, fuck.
We fucking, there's so much information, bro. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot to get through.
First of all, I'm obsessed still.
Yeah. You've always been obsessed.
And you?
And now I'm obsessed.
Yes.
Chapter 27 to 30 is like, okay, this is going to change my life.
Holy fuck, bro. Okay. We left off where Feyre, she catches the cereal.
Yeah.
I think the cereal, this is how you pronounce it basically. So she goes out, Lucian fucking tells her how to do it.
Sounds like so long ago now.
It sounds like a year ago, bro.
Yeah.
Because of the development, okay?
Yeah.
She goes, she catches the cereal, and he's kind of like this ugly fucking thing. Catches him in a snare, right? And so she's all shitting her pants and that. This thing could kill her, and for some reason it's just being nice. She starts asking questions.
What about how you have to catch it with like a chicken and shit?
Yeah.
That was weird.
She put like a dead chicken out,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
And they
I
can't
don't
run
know.
over
And-
water? I was
Yeah,
like,
so she needed a creek nearby, so if he somehow got loose, she could run to the creek and he can't get her. And I reckon that was a lie,
Yeah,
by
that
the
was
way.
weird, yeah.
But so she starts asking all these questions about the blight.
Yeah.
So you're up to date with the blight now, right?
yeah.
How it's just fucking shit up in there.
yeah.
So she's asking questions because she actually really wants to know just to keep the mortal lands safe. And so she's out there asking questions, and then he's not really giving like definite answers. All he's saying is, and it goes crazy here, because at this point she's like, I'm with Tamlin, the High Fairy, blah, blah, blah. He goes, he's like, I sense your, I don't know. He knew she was there, and he's just like, all you need to know is you just need to stay with the High Lord.
Yeah.
And she goes, High Lord?
Yeah.
Tamlin's a what?
Yeah.
She goes, Tamlin's a fucking High Lord. She starts screaming.
When I was reading, I was like, what?
Say, bro. A couple of times I'm reading, I've been sitting up and I'm like, it's like I'm watching a show that's getting intense, and I'm sitting up and I start reading like that.
Like, did I read that right?
Yeah.
I normally read wrong. Like, what?
And so Tamlin is one of the 7 High Lords of Prithian, bro.
Yeah.
This motherfucker keeps coming out with surprises.
I know.
So, from there, these shit starts happening from there where like she can hear something, she can hear like stuff in the forest and a big roar. And the cereal knows what's coming, and he's saying, You've got to let me go. And I don't remember what they were called. These beasts that
It started with A. And I know, yeah, everyone knows. There was like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of these things that she said were serpent-like.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be I can't. I'm not gonna go look in the book and find them. But I'm sorry.
They were in the woods
Yeah.
and they started chasing her.
Basically, they are from a different realm.
Yeah.
And they could tell that the Suriel was there, and they could also probably smell her. And so they get there and they start like hissing and being like blah blah blah. She's shitting her pants.
Yeah.
She stands behind the Suriel, and they start coming, and then the Suriel's begging. He's like, stay with the High Lord. You've got to let me go. Let me go. She shoots the snare, and apparently he just vanishes in the dust. And now she's just alone with these fucking things, and just hell breaks loose.
Yeah, she started running.
She starts running.
Yeah, she starts running.
She first of all kills one.
Yeah.
Beast, by the way.
Yeah.
Feyre's an animal. Kills one, starts
And
running.
they're like grabbing her and shit. And she's
Yeah.
still running. Boom.
Yeah.
Still running, falling over and
Yeah,
shit.
she kills one, runs. They start going. They start laughing. They don't even
No,
care
and
about their
then
death.
Lucian was meant to be doing his rounds. And she's like, where is this man?
That is why she left. Because
Yeah.
Lucian did say he mentioned if she screams or something that he'll be there.
Yeah.
And so in her head, she's going, oh, so she does
She's
scream.
like, if I keep running.
She screams.
Yeah.
Lucian doesn't come.
But you know who does come.
Getting flanked, bro. Getting flanked. Someone grabs her, turns around. She has a knife. She kills another one, and then shit's breaking loose. Though they've got her. They're about to
Yeah.
kill her, and then she hears a fucking terrifying roar, and you'll never guess who it is.
Who is it?
Tamlin.
Yeah.
She goes, I saw those golden locks.
Yeah,
He
he's
comes in,
everywhere.
he tears them to shreds,
Literally.
bro. Shreds. And then basically she's just all fucked. Like they actually kind of fucked her up a bit.
Yeah.
And Tamlin tears them to shreds, and then they go back. And I kind of like forget. So timeline wise, right?
It went a little bit slower from then on.
It got slow.
Went really slow.
He saves her life.
They start really bonding from after this.
After that, they start to really bond.
Yeah, they start going out on like
And
picnics.
so, yes.
Because
Because he says, what were you doing out here? And then she said, I think she admits to going to catch a cereal. And he says, what did he tell you? And she said, nothing, I never got that far.
Yeah.
And then they're at dinner. And
just came out.
and then at dinner, he says something, and she goes, "Okay, High Lord."
Yeah.
And he doesn't think that she knows yet that he's a High Lord, and he goes, didn't get anything from the cereal, huh?" And she's like, "Fuck, get closer, you fucking big animal."
I love like the banter.
Dude, they have like the most flirtatious banter.
Shut up, you High Lord.
So, okay, basically, Feyre nearly dies, and then now they're a bit more friends now. She's in bed one night, and she hears a screaming from outside coming in, and Tamlin carries in a fairy from a different realm.
Yeah.
And it's full, just losing blood.
Where's my wings?
And it keeps on
Where's
saying,
my wings?
she took my wings. We hear this she again. Remember,
Yeah.
there's a she in those other chapters we've read. There's a she. She took my wings. All he's saying is, she took my wings. She took my wings. And gets put on the table. Lucian comes over. He vomits because he's a pussy. And then Feyre's there holding this fairy's hand. Tamlin's doing his best, but his magic can't heal him because of the blight. He used to be able to do it with ease, but now he can't heal all these type of things, and it dies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So from there, that was another major bonding moment between Tamlin and Feyre. And while the fairy's dying, they still think she hates fairies. And she's holding its hand up until it dies. And Tamlin, he walks her back up to her room, and she says like, he's like all upset, and he just goes like, Feyre, I just gotta ask you one thing. Why did you hate fairies? Why did you do that? And she just is like, if I was dying, I'd want someone to hold my hand. And so he's just like, all these things are happening that's making him just like love Feyre.
Yeah.
Just been obsessed with her, right? And he starts to like see himself in her. The way that she had to do all this stuff growing up, right? And then from there, I'm pretty sure she's finally coming to terms with the fact she's never leaving.
Yeah.
So she starts painting.
And she starts to come out of her skin,
Yes.
which Tamlin sees and
Yes.
starts to appreciate.
Yes.
She starts painting. Tamlin shows
Yeah.
her like all that cool little like walkway of all the
Yeah.
different type of fairy art and stuff. And then
Yeah.
she's just doing her thing, painting all the fucking
Yes.
sex scenes she's going
Yes.
to have with Tamlin in the
Yes,
future.
bro. She's fucking frothing.
Yes.
Right? And then, so there comes a point where they're out in the garden and Tamlin, he's got all these like crazy sixth senses, right? And he like growls and he says, hide. don't come out. She's in a bush, and Lucian and Tamlin are standing there, and just some figure appears and starts talking to them. And it's again talking about she. Like, she won't like this. She won't like that. She's blah, blah, blah. And Tamlin's like, leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And it was called the Attor, the Attor, Attor or something like that. And he is, or they are from the night realm. And so basically after that, they didn't know, like that thing didn't see Feyre the human. And then from that, when does he release the glamour that was over her eyes, and now she
can see properly?
She sees Prithian for what it is, because she actually was just seeing. She thought that
they went to have a picnic, and then they're talking about the night sky, or he can make the water look like the night sky or something
like that. So yeah, he is starting to trust her more.
Yeah,
and they're at this picnic because they're all becoming really good friends. And she's just like falling in love, and he's falling in love, and Lucian's just there, just like kind of laughing at them, like, you guys just need to fuck already. And then they're over at this pond having a picnic, and Lucian leaves, and Tamlin goes, oh, the willows are singing. And she goes, you're off your head. Are you hallucinating? Yeah. And he's like, no, seriously, like, you don't understand. I've been hiding this from you just so your mortal mind could understand, like, wouldn't just explode. And she goes, show me. And he's like, us fairies, we don't give stuff out for free. Cheeky little kiss might get you something.
No, he said something like, I got to get something back.
Yeah, I got to get something back. She's like, what?
What do you want?
And he goes, a kiss.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to fuck that in there, bro.
So did I.
I thought we were done for. The way this book teases you and gets you so ready for them to smash.
And I was ready for it.
Same, bro.
Yeah, I was ready.
Because, oh my God. And then basically, he releases the glamour,
and
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so then the next day she wakes up, and he's released the glamour on everything. And so she's wigging out because she wakes up, and usually
the slave
Alice is waking her up and getting her ready. But there's this bird lady with bark skin. She goes, what's going on? Where's Alice? And Alice is like, are you fucking joking? Shut up. And so she's realized that he's released like the glamour, and she goes through the halls
for what it is.
She goes through the halls, and there's fairies everywhere. She gets in the kitchen, and she's wigging out, or into the dining room, and they're like, "What's up?" And she's like, "It's busy in here."
Yeah.
And Lucian laughs, and he goes, "They've been here the whole time." She thought it was an empty manor.
Yeah.
He's like, "They've been here the whole time," and so she goes, "So you mean when I followed the puka, he was like, oh yeah, you had an audience." And she was like. And she was like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So that's why Tamlin went out and got her.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, from there, where are we?
Can we jump? They hang out a bit more. Their connection gets really strong. Can we jump to...
Fire Night.
Yeah.
We'll go to Fire Night.
Fire Night.
Okay.
Wait, is Fire Night the one where Tamlin told her not to come to? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Night's crazy.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, I've got to... I hate how she always disobeys him.
You know what? Same.
Yeah.
So do I.
He's always looking out for her, and she's like, no, I've got to do
She
it.
doesn't understand the volume of her fucking actions.
Yes.
Okay. He says, she sees all these things being set up, and she's like, what's happening? He says, tonight's Fire Night. He says, and you're not invited.
Yeah. I
She
like
goes,
that, dude.
Yeah. I was fucking roasting her. And you're not invited. And so basically, Fire Night comes to fruition. She's out in the halls after being told to stay in her room, and Tamlin's there in like kind of warrior gear.
Yeah.
And the whole thing of Fire Night, of what it is, he hasn't really told her yet, but he said there's this big tradition where they basically, he like gathers all the magic of the lands and disperses it or something like that, right? He doesn't say how it happens though. And so she doesn't really understand like the volume of this fucking night.
This is fucked.
And so it's insane.
Yeah.
And so he says to her, like, get back into your room, lock the doors, do not come out, do not let anyone in. There is fairies here from all these other places. I cannot keep you safe out there. Stay in your room. He runs off, looking majestic as ever, right?
Golden hair in the wind.
Yes, bro. And so then she starts talking about she's in her room, and the drums from the Fire Night just overcome her body. Like, and they overcome her body. And she's talking, and she's like, I can't fucking stay in here. This bitch goes to Fire Night.
Yeah.
Insane.
She's hiding there.
So she's at Fire Night. She's just like walking around, and everyone's just like, you can tell they're all just like maggot. They're all drunk. Different types of fairies, some with masks, some without. So So she knows that there's fairies from other realms because the spring realm, the spring court, was the only realm where the masks were, because they were having a masquerade party the night the blight hit. So she's there. She's getting knocked around. No one's really recognizing her. No one's seeing that she's not a fairy. But then she gets grabbed by this group of 3 fairies. And she's shitting her pants. And they're talking about how much fun they're going to have with her when this is over. And she thinks they're talking about like dissecting her and killing her and all that stuff, right? And then next thing she knows, there's a figure behind her. And these 3 fairies, they're like shitting bricks. Turns around and she's like explaining that she sees the most handsome looking man she has ever seen in her life. He had this aura about him, wearing all black.
He's soft on the eyes.
Black hair.
Yeah.
He was something to look at. And these other fairies, shit bricks.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, what? Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking to like, human, I haven't seen one of your kind in a while. And we don't know who this is yet.
No.
All right? We don't know who this is yet.
But we do.
But we do now. Oh, God. We do now. And then, and so then she's kind of wigging out and he's kind of just being like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. How'd you get here?
You know, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. What's going on?
But if you're, I think he kind of implies as well, like if you're here at the end, right? He's like, okay, stay safe.
Yeah.
Stay far away from here.
Yeah.
And so then she goes back into like, there's a big cave and the fire night's going on, the drums are going on, and she goes back, she disobeys this guy as well. And then she's in this line with all these fairies and something's about to happen, right? Across the fucking road, Lucian spots her.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I do think he's a beast, by the way, because this happens. And she goes, in the blink of an eye, he was behind her. Picks her up like she's nothing, runs back to the house, sits her down. He says, what the fuck are you doing? And explains what Fire Night is.
Yeah.
Tamlin gets juiced up by all the magic in the lands by the other fucking High Lords or some shit, runs into a cave and fucks some fairy. Has like sweet sex with another fairy. And he says, I have to get you out of there.
Broke
you have
my
to
heart.
stay here. This broke my heart as well. He said, I have to run back because of he goes, I'm telling you right now, it's not the Tamlin you know when he's in this state. It is not the Tamlin you know. I have to run back right now because when he smells you, that you were there, he will look for you and you do not want him to see you. So she goes back and then she's like in bed. She can't sleep. And then finally she hears something out in the hall. She goes out. Who is it? Tamlin.
And it sounded like he was drunk. It was like, we don't know the effects. It's sort of like something that depicts something in real life.
Yeah.
It's like a drunk guy coming back to his like girlfriend. He's like, why weren't you there?
He said, I smell you.
Yeah.
I was looking for you. The one I found, she wanted me to give it to her rough. But Feyre, you, I would have fucked you slow. I would have had you calling my name. This word for word what he said.
Yeah.
I would have had you calling my name.
Yeah.
And she's like sitting there, she's shuddering. And he has her pinned up against the wall. And he's like, don't disobey me again. She goes, don't tell me what to do. And he bites her neck.
Yes.
He bites her neck, bro. Oh, shit.
But I felt bad for her too. Because,
Same.
Because
Same.
he fucked someone else.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, Tamlin?
Yeah. And then the next morning she goes down and she thinks she's being all sassy. She was going to cover up the bruise that the bite
Nah, she was like, fuck it.
And then she goes, fuck it.
Yeah.
He did it. He can answer to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
She goes down and sits down.
Nah, Lucian's
sits
just a little
right
cheeky
across.
bastard, yeah.
Sits right across from Tamlin from Lucian where she doesn't usually sit.
yeah.
And then Lucian goes,
Ooh.
what's that? And she's like, ask your friend.
Yeah.
And Tamlin goes, if you disobey me, that's going to happen. And she was like, fuck. Bro, fucking crazy, okay? And so then, and then kind of she like hop, skip, and jumps straight away in like 4 sentences and goes, we apologize later, blah, 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 we're friends again, whatever. And so then from there, we're going to skip up to solstice.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So solstice this is like maybe a month later or a couple weeks later. Solstice is the longest day of the year and they celebrate summer.
Big party.
Big party.
Massive
She
party.
is invited to this one.
Yes.
Everyone's having the greatest time ever. She starts drinking.
She lets her guards down.
Yes.
She drinks the fairy's wine,
She drinks
which
fairy
Tamlin
wine.
told her
No,
not to.
Lucian was begging her not to.
Lucian was.
Okay, Lucian was begging her not to drink the fairy wine.
Yeah.
And then
No, and then we'll go, she's drunk the wine, and then Tamlin's playing that instrument.
yes, he's playing an instrument.
And then she just like describes his forearms and then like moves up to his chest and his thing's unbuttoned. And she's like, she's high as fuck as well. And she's just getting like turned on,
she's
describing him as well. And He just doesn't give a fuck. She said something or said something like, oh, I'm sorry I drank the wine or something, and he just didn't even respond.
Lucian
Came
apologized for. He said, "I tried to stop her," and
Yeah.
he goes, "Lucian." He like waves him off.
Yeah,
"Go
didn't
have
even say
fun."
anything, yeah.
He goes, "Go have fun,"
Yeah.
and then he's like, "I'll handle it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of her." And apparently they dance until the dawn, bro.
Oh.
And then you have to talk about what happened at dawn. Where were they and what happened?
This is the first proper sex scene me and Jake have ever experienced.
But they didn't have sex yet
Yeah.
in this scene. No, they just made out.
And then they have sex. No, they had sex. What?
I don't think they did.
Oh, I thought that was what I was alluding to.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
Oh.
They made out hard though.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And she said that at the end of this chapter of them making out, she said that she had a tear in her eye and it's the happiest moment of her life while they watched the sunrise after this big night of partying. This is the first time they proper made out,
Yeah.
right? And so then it's kind of like all happy. And then they're eating lunch because they slept in that day until midday. They're eating lunch.
I thought they had
Lucian-
sex then too. Oh, and then
No.
the next one was the
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what
misinterpreted
happens?
that.
What happens is they're eating lunch, and Tamlin growls because he senses something.
Yeah.
And then Lucian senses it, and he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Get Feyre
Hide.
to the curtain."
Yeah.
And then over to the curtain, she's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Go now." She runs over to the curtain. Tamlin stands in front of her with his sword down, ready to fight. She said he's never seen him like this serious. So not Tamlin, Lucian's covering her. And then Tamlin, he sits down kind of like as if relaxed. He's alone. He's all alone. And she said she could tell that Lucian put a glamour over her so the person coming in couldn't see her. And then who the fuck strolls in?
The guy.
The guy that saved her on Fire Night
Night.
from those 3 fairies. And she was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah.
And then Tamlin goes, "Resend, what do you want?"
Yeah. And he's like, I haven't seen you in 40 years.
49 years, Tamlin,
That's
and
all
you
you
call
have-
me that?
Yeah.
That's all I get?
Yeah.
Bro, this motherfucker's powerful. And
More
then
powerful
Lucian,
than all of them.
Lucian's got balls. He goes, "What's Amarantha's whore doing?"
Yeah.
We finally learn her name, who this she is.
Yeah, Amarantha. But we still don't have like any
really don't know
picture
much.
of what she is.
But we know who
she-
Resend is,
We know
right?
she's powerful. And Reason's there and he's like, did you get my gift?
Oh, we forgot to talk about that.
And it was the head. We forgot to mention that he left. There was just a random fairy head, was it?
Yeah, so there was a fairy head on a stake or
Yeah.
something.
And it was because like he knows the blight's back.
Well, he knows the blight's back, and what it was it was very fresh. And Tamlin says when they found it, this couldn't have been here more than a couple hours. And the message that's being sent with that is, "Hey, I got through your security and out undetected. You fucking suck."
Yeah, literally.
And so he comes in and he goes, "Did you get my message?" And Tamlin was like, "Yeah, not funny."
Yeah. Some deadhead.
He's like, "Yeah, not funny." And so up until this point, right, Tamlin is pure beast, pure animal. No one can even threaten him. Tamlin's shitting his fucking pants with this guy.
He's weak.
Full shit in his pants. I got the biggest ick from Tamlin from this, right? Because Resand's about to leave and he's talking about her again. He's talking about Amarantha, and I don't really know what she's going to do, but basically he's just going to be like, "Oh, they're going to keep on coming." I don't know what's happening yet. And then he's about to leave and he notices there's a table set for 3. And he goes, "Where's your guest?" And then he looks over at Lucian and he goes, "How dare you glamour me?" Waves it off, sees Feyre, recognizes her, and he goes, "Thought I told you to stay far away." Bro, okay. And then basically he's like, "What are you doing here?" And Lucian says that this is my like girlfriend, the girl. And then he goes, "Oh, Lucian, I didn't expect you to, like, I thought you weren't over that one girl that you were in love with. I didn't expect you to go down to mortal filth or something. I don't know, whatever." Lucian used to have a girlfriend and got killed by his dad. Lucian's from the Autumn Court, guys. We're leaving shit out, but there's too much info.
Yeah, there's heaps of info.
Lucian used to be he's a high lord, whatever. He was gonna be. And then Tamlin gets up and he's like, "Resend, leave." And he's like, "Please don't."
Don't tell Amarantha.
Because
Of Feyre.
Resand reads her mind. He reads Feyre's mind. He comes down to her. Lucian's like, "Get the way," and he goes. She's like, he just like swiped Lucian away like he was nothing.
Yeah.
Goes down and is like, she said that he's like reading her mind and like scraping a metal fucking fork on her brain or something is what it felt like. And she was wigging out. And he's like, Tamlin's like, "Resand, stop, enough." And he goes, you don't even want to know the thoughts that she's having about you, Tamlin. And then he like reads her mind and he realizes that it's Tamlin's missus. And he goes, I wonder what she would think about this, like Amarantha. And Tamlin fucking goes, please don't tell her. And he goes, beg me. Tamlin gets down on his hands and knees.
We thought he was the best.
Puts his fucking face on the floor and says, please don't tell Amarantha, I'm begging you. This motherfucker got down and begged like a bitch. I'm upset about it, by the way.
I know. Because we thought he was the best. And then Recent leaves.
Yep.
Eventually.
Finally. And he goes, I'll think about it. I may tell her, I may not.
And, this is sad, but also good.
Yeah, I'm pissed off about this.
So Tamlin goes, you've got to leave.
Yeah, he comes in the next morning.
It's not safe.
No, he comes in that night.
It's not safe here. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I've just come to terms that this is my forever place. Yeah. He's like, it's not safe for you here. And then he explains like how it's going to all work out. I've set up your family, la, la, la. And she's like, no, it can't happen.
Yeah. She's like, what about the treaty? And he says, I've taken it on for you. And if someone comes for me, then if they have a problem, they can take it up with me.
Yeah, yeah. And so, how do we explain this bit? The way it was written was so...
Guys,
nice.
Fuck it, I'm reading it. I know the page. I know everything about this. Page 247 is there. This is
247. He had that in his head. He's been reading that more than once.
Mate, you don't even want to know. I went and read this shit twice. All right, here we go. 247. He lunged. A beast freed of its tether. We were a tangle of limbs and teeth. I tore at his clothes until they were on the floor, then tore at his skin. Then I marked him down as his back, his arms. His claws were out, but devastatingly gentle on my hips, as he slid down between my thighs and feasted on me, stopping only after I shuddered and fractured. I was moaning his name when he sheathed himself inside me in a powerful, slow thrust that had me splintering around him. We moved together, unending and wild burning. And when I went over the edge the next time, he roared and went with me.
Oh, man. Oh.
And then she goes on to be like, and then we chilled for a bit, and then we just fucked again.
Yeah. We had like a passionate lovemaking session. No, we were relaxed. It was like an effortless lovemaking session. And then she wakes up and she's expecting like they're on good terms and everything. Like,
and she's gonna stay now. He's not gonna send her home.
Yeah, like,
he's sending her back. He's sending her back to her family.
Yeah, and she's like, no, we just had sex. Like, we're all good. And then he's just like, Tam's like, pack your things.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta go.
And she's like, what?
She's like, I got what I wanted.
Yeah,
it's fucked, bro.
And then she just like leaves, and I was like, what is this?
She gets sent home, and he ends it. And you know what else he does? He sticks his head in the carriage and goes, "Don't forget, I love you."
Yeah,
as she's leaving.
That was fucked. It's another thing of like that's fucking depicting men in like they'll say I love you to everything.
This motherfucker.
I know it's going to work out, but still, it's not the right thing to do.
And then she gets home, and her parents and her dad's just rich.
Yeah.
She gets back, and she's like,
no, her sister's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, they didn't recognize her because she wasn't so skinny anymore.
Yeah, we didn't touch on the fact that Freya's got even hotter.
Yeah, Feyre's got like super hot.
She described like you don't see my muscles anymore.
Yeah, like her family was under the impression that she was away looking after her aunt. She doesn't. They don't know that she was in Prithian.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's back now, and chapter ended with her just like kind of just have been back for about 3 days or some shit.
Yeah, she checked out the old crib. Yeah, was like, what was this shit all about?
Yeah,
now the family.
And she's also just rich. Like Tamlin sent her back with jewels.
Yeah. And then like her dad's counting it and shit. And Tamlin fixed her dad's knee.
Yeah, Tamlin fixed her dad's knee. Tamlin apparently he like set her dad up so well. You guys need to read this book. We can't give you all the details. We'll be here for 4 hours. But okay, that's what we're up to. Predictions. Mine's crazy. You go.
Okay. I actually have no direction. So what I thought was going to happen was they were going to have sex and then she wasn't going to leave. Like they were going to fight for each other for her to stay, but she's left already. So I think Prithian's going to go to shit. Mm-hmm. Like absolutely everything's going to take over. Amarantha's going to find out like everything and hate Tamlin, and then they're going to like fight, and the Blight's going to take over. Something's just going to go down there.
Yeah.
And Tamlin's going to need Feyre for something.
Okay.
But I don't know. But he needs a reason to come back and get her. But I don't know what that reason is.
Because he says to her that this is not the last time we will see each other. And he says, I love you. And he's going to figure it out. And she'll be back, right? That's yours?
Yeah, I reckon there's going to be something where that land's going to be fighting, and for some reason being a human is going to be a superpower that they can't see her or something, and she's going to become a beast.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. The whole purpose of him sending her home was so that the fairies from the night realm cannot find her. Okay? He says, have your wits about you because they will have spies. Okay? This is crazy and outlandish of me. I think, genuinely, because of the way she explained Rhysand the night that he saves her from those fairies at Fire Night.
You reckon she's going to fuck him?
I reckon love triangle, Rhysand and Feyre, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Bro.
Now you said that.
I think I see it.
It's got potential. It's got potential.
And I tell you what, I'm throwing my book if that happens. I'm throwing my book at a window if that happens.
Do you reckon Rhysand's going to come looking for her, and then she's going to be like, I fucking hate Tamlin now. And out of spite, she's going to fuck him.
So she's going to be mad at Tamlin for sending her. She's going to end up just fucking hating Tamlin for sending her away.
Yeah.
Rhysand's going to find her.
After this I love you bullshit, like that toxicity, I'm thinking that could happen. It's like, just remember I love you, and then leave. Like, fuck off.
And Tamlin's going to be jealous, and he's going to try and get her back. And, bro, I see it. I just because of the way she explained what he looked like.
Yeah, why else would you do it? Why else would you explain that?
I know.
Yeah.
Just because she's obviously sexually attracted to him.
Yeah, 100%.
And he is Amarantha's whore. Yeah. So.
Oh, no, here we go. So she'll fuck Rhysand, and then Amarantha will find out. And then Amarantha will be like, she has to die.
But Rhysand's going to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And he's going to try and save her. And Tamlin and Rhysand are going to have to work together to kill Amarantha to protect the one they love. And they're both doing it to win Feyre's love. And she has to choose. Holy shit, Oni!
This could be so right or so wrong. I like it.
I love it.
And then we're obviously going to find out Amarantha is going to be a fucking weapon.
Oi, bro, I reckon
she's going to be a 10 too.
She has to be. She has to be. And she's going to be, clearly she is older than Prithian itself because the High Lords are supposed to be the most powerful, but she's more powerful. Because I don't think she's a High Lord. I
imagine Rhysand's
I'm pretty sure Rhysand is
he's fucking a weapon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rhysand is the High Lord of the Night Realm, and she's higher up.
Yeah, why is Tamlin so weak? I thought he was going to be the best.
See, Tamlin was a fucking... I hate Tamlin.
Yeah.
Lucian, love.
Yeah.
Lucian, love him.
Yeah, Lucian.
Tamlin, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like, just fucking tell the truth from the start.
Maybe going back to the start of the episode, true.
Yeah. Maybe it is.
So,
guys, that was fucked.
Next chapter we are going to read together.
Oh yeah, where are we going to go to? Because we
how many chapters are in the book?
there's 45, and we did 15 last time. Should we end it?
Shit, this went way quicker than I thought.
So chapter 30, and the last chapter is chapter 45, because then it goes to acknowledgements.
Okay. Shit,
Yeah,
there's a
it goes
lot of
to
acknowledgements.
So that's the finish.
Do you reckon that's too much? Because that recap just took fucking half an hour.
Let's do 7.
Yeah, 7 half.
7 chapters.
7 chapters.
Because the recap took a long time.
Yeah.
So
much
7
happened.
chapters. So the recap next time doesn't take as long. And there's 2 more episodes. And then we're on to the next fucking book.
Fuck already. Man, life-changing. Life-changing.
We've been told the next book's better.
Yeah. Mate, this is the first time it's picked up and everyone's like, wait till it gets to the end. I'm like, okay, I've waited long enough and it happened.
Also, here's one thing I noticed. So on the comments of our last video on Instagram of the book update, right? People, I think I said something like, I just want Feyre to admit she just wants to get railed by Tamlin. And someone commented like, oh, just you wait. Like, because you said, oh, you think there's going to be some sexy scenes. And then someone else commented like, sexy scenes, understatement, okay? The first sex scene we've read, it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was good.
But I'm expecting way fucking more from those
I
comments
was expecting like a full chapter of sex.
I was expecting a full chapter. Yes, same. I expected one full chapter to be a sex session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. Like, all these smut books, that I genuinely thought it was all just sex. The storyline is crazy.
Well, this isn't really smart. This is like sexy scenes.
Okay.
That's what we've been told.
I love this.
Yeah. This is like...
This is fantasy.
Yeah. Fantasy with a little bit of sexiness in it. Whereas like we don't even know what that world is like, man.
Holy shit.
That's probably down the track when we got some experience.
Yeah.
We're like losing our virginity, our book virginity.
Fucking oath.
Our fantasy
Did it make
virginity.
you horny at all?
I was thinking, so a lot of comments are girls read books for porn and guys watch porn. And I was like, this is quite nice. I feel quite like I don't know how to describe the feeling when I'm reading a sexy scene because I'm not getting a boner.
No, I wasn't getting a boner, but I was picturing it. Like when she said something, she goes like, "I straddled him." Like
I feel
over his
sexy.
hips. Like it just felt sexy.
And when guys wank, like I don't feel sexy.
No,
I feel quite gross.
like it felt like reading it felt good.
I feel like this is nice.
Yeah,
This is cool.
it was fun. Yeah, I fuck crazy. I liked it. I didn't think I'd ever read this shit. I love it.
Yeah, it's an insight into a world we didn't even like realize.
Yeah,
It's cool.
we and not that I dislike giving them long episodes, but sorry guys, we got to fucking work on this.
Mate, we
Yeah.
might have to do a whole fucking special episode
To finish it.
To finish
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
Jesus.
Shit. Or we can make like a whole new episode just for Baddie's book club.
Oh my god,
Maybe we should do that.
just an extra episode every week.
Like it's just us, like no structure, just talking about the book.
Wow,
Because we just talked about it for 45 minutes.
that's fucked.
Let's end
We'll
it.
have to think
Let's
about
call
it.
someone.
Okay, guys, you know what time it is. Time to call one of you wonderful baddies. If you do want to be called by us to finish off an episode, to end an episode, then link is in the description to go sign up. And yeah, today we are calling Sophie.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello, is that Sophie?
Yes?
It's Oddie and Jake from the Relatables podcast. How's it going?
No way. Hi, how are you?
We are really good, thank you. We would like to ask you to sign off the episode if that's all right.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you got something up your locker already?
I do. Let me grab it out of my notes app.
Oh, shit, let's go. Yes, we have prepared.
Yeah, that's it.
I wrote it down today.
Yes.
Yes, it's fate. We
Yes.
called.
It
It's
is,
fate
it is.
that we called you.
I found a quote. I heard it on the radio.
Yes.
Okay, it says, "Don't grieve as if they were the one. Grieve the fact that they weren't the one."
Ooh, off the tongue.
Radio spitting facts. Let's
Yeah,
go.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Sophie. Have a good
You are
day.
so welcome. Have a great day.
You too, bye. Oh,
That was wicked.
that was a baddie.
Let's go.
Oh,
See you guys.
We love ya.
Stay bad.